Go now on 01443 654 654 or send your emails to bluebirds@mail.com. St David's Travel, Connect in Cardiff. Sponsor the Cardiff City Phone-In.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Wednesday night's Cardiff City Phone-In. Well, one thing supporting this club certainly never is boring or dull. I've been out of the loop pretty much all day today, but I hear there's been some big developments. We've got, as usual, Mr. Keith Cooper with us, and one of the regular voices of the Cardiff City Phone-In, Nigel Harris, better known to all the world as Nigel Blues.
Yeah, top man.
Evening Bluebirds, evening Taxman.
So, fill me in on what's been going on today.
Well, we got Peter Ridsdale on now in a second, hopefully, and when we do that, we'll be able to ask the man exactly what has gone on. I think Nigel's been in the loop as well. We read that there was, tax irregularities, not being paid on time, etc., etc. Nigel, is that right? And then,
yep. Apparently it's been to a court hearing today.
Yeah.
The club have been given 71 days to clear their tax bill, which is undisclosed. No one knows what that amount is, other than Mr. Ridsdale, I guess. So yeah, it's a shock for Cardiff City fans, particularly after we heard from Peter last week saying everything was relatively calm.
Yeah, it is a worry for us, isn't it? And of course, the worry would be that if I had a phone call from a mate today in Bournemouth, and then when they had the tax man in, there was an embargo on signing players, so that's a worry as well. He's Peter Riz is at a match tonight. We're hoping to get him on the phone, so we'll see how it goes from there. But have you been pleased with the season so far, Nige?
Yeah, I have. It's been start of the season. I thought Cardiff were top 10 side. I didn't see us being playoff or right at the top of the table. So. I guess they've exceeded my expectations, but once they've started the season and I'm sure played the football they have, it's been doubly disappointing to see how they've just fallen away over the last 4 or 5 games. Poor performances.
Yeah, we'll come back to that, Nige, thanks.
But it's been I was thinking today, it's been a very short sort of time, hasn't it, since those last 4 or 5 minutes against Forest when we were all singing "We Are Top of the League."
Yeah.
And that one goal just seems to have
evaporated.
Stuff in right out of us.
That's right.
Right, here's the man who'll be able to tell us what's going on, Peter Ridsdale. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, you alright?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, actually.
You've had a quiet week, then?
I've had an interesting week. I've done a few air miles this week.
Can you tell us what's going on, please?
Well, it depends what people want to know, really. I mean, the fact is we've made a tremendous announcement today that we've got a new member of our board in Dato Chan TNG. We call him TG.
Yeah.
That will lead to new investment into the club. And as far as I'm concerned, it's yet again further move in the right direction for a football club that's clearly had challenging times over the last few years.
The worry for the supporters, and I've got Nigel in the studio with us tonight, is that obviously we had this tax situation that reared its head today, saying that we were in dire financial trouble in relation to paying tax returns, and that there was an embargo going to be put on us. Is that right?
Well, first of all, nobody said we're in dire financial terms, and certainly the Inland Revenue hasn't said that. The situation is that some weeks ago we got a letter from the Revenue saying we'd missed a payment, and could we clarify when we pay it, and in the meantime they would issue what's called a winding up order, which they do in every situation to every football club that misses a payment. Right. We sat down with them straight away. Yep. We cut a deal with them. We've already paid a substantial amount of that payment off, and the rest will be paid before Christmas. And today they went to court and said, thanks very much, it worked, we don't want to pursue this anymore, will you please withdraw it, which is what happened.
Got to ask the question then, Peter, why was this put out in such a negative form when you were saying here tonight, this evening, that the picture isn't black, it's a light grey? It seems...
Well, when you say it was put out in negative form, I think regrettably some people read into it whatever they want to read into it. The fact of the matter is, we did a deal with the Revenue some weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was agreed. They then went back today and said we'd like to discontinue pursuing this against Cardiff. and we thought that was good news, but unfortunately others read, as I say, more into it.
Peter,
I think it's probably the letter that we received probably goes to about 50 Football League clubs on any day of the week, because literally they don't allow you to miss a day or two without these letters appearing.
Right.
Let me remind everybody that one of our biggest issues in borrowing money is the fact we've got potentially the threat of a further court case from the 1st of January, and therefore anybody who wants to lend you money wants to know where that stands.
Right.
I believe that today's news is a signal that there is also some more good news during the next few days, that threat of a court case with a different party, not with the revenue, will be lifted, because again a verbal agreement has been reached and a signed agreement will be in place hopefully this week to defer any action from Langston for a minimum of another 13 months to let us resolve things. So there's a lot of things happening in the background. 99% of it good news, but I've found since I came to Cardiff that people want to concentrate on the bad news all the time.
Nigel, one of our supporters wants to ask you a question, Peter.
Just going to ask, Peter, the news today said that the club have got 70 days to settle a difference with the HMRC. Why would that be the case if an agreement has been reached?
No idea. In fact, it will be paid in substantially less than that. We have written approval from the revenue on the payment plan, say a significant proportion of that's already been done. And today, as I say, was them saying that we don't want to implement a winding up order. I don't know whether technically they have to allow a period of time to pass, but I can assure you a deal is done with the revenue. It was done some weeks ago. We're sticking to that payment plan, and as far as I'm concerned, today was the end of the matter.
Obviously, a friend of mine rang me from Bournemouth. Obviously, they had tax problems, and there was a situation, of course, there was a transfer embargo. That won't rear its head as far as we're concerned, Peter, will it?
Well, as of tomorrow, nobody can transfer anybody anyway.
No, you know what I mean. I'm in January now, yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I've already made a public statement. As of January, we will be going into the market to strengthen the team.
Right. So, as far as you
clearly, we couldn't do that if we weren't allowed to. So,
no.
As far as I'm concerned, with the manager now, we're just going to have to watch a match, and we will be bringing in new faces in January. And that answers the question.
Yeah, Peter, concern that supporters have about the 70 days deadline that has been reported is that takes the matter to the start of February, which is right to the end of the January transfer window. So some supporters, I'm sure you'll understand, will feel concerned. It may be that there could be a fire sale.
But I've just reassured you that by the start of the transfer window, we'll be in a position to acquire new players.
That's good.
Fantastic. And TG, is he, he's obviously going to be an active member of the board, I would have thought, Peter, yeah?
TG is very excited. I've been with him for the last 2 days in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
He's very excited about this appointment. He's excited about Cardiff City's chance to get in the Premier League. He wants us to do it this year.
Yeah.
And he will be working with me to find new investment, either from him personally or through his contacts in Asia, to ensure we've got the funds to take this club to the next stage.
Last question, if I may, Peter. In relation to Sam Aman and the other company, you spoke in the show last week, and you said you've been there before, and they've welched on the deal and whatever. Is your gut feeling that might happen again?
No, I'm relaxed about that. Spoken to Sam tonight, in fact, and because he'd read the news about TG joining the board. As far as he and I are both concerned, this deal is done, and if I hadn't have taken 48 hours out to fly to Kuala Lumpur and back, it would have probably been signed by now. There's no reason why this won't be signed in the next few days.
Peter, thank you very much for giving up your time this evening, and enjoy the game. Dave, all the best. Enjoy yourself.
Take care.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Cheers, Peter.
Did you make of that?
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Peter's a politician, and that he's obviously, you have to take what he says at face value, but he was in the studio this time last week to say the deal with Oman would have been cut by the end of the week. He did say the investment could be rolled into the club now.
His words were hopefully it'll be done by the end of the week.
But obviously the tax matter has just crawled out from under the covers. It's a shock to a lot of people that's one minute you're being told the club is going to be debt free within a year, and the next minute you're